Hello, welcome to another Drupal tutorial. In this one, we'll see how we can install and configure Drupal using the Sqlite database engine. You can go to sqlite.org to read more about Sqlite, and if you're confused whether you should use Sqlite or MySQL as your database engine, then here's a great question on Stack Overflow. And this answer provides pros and cons for both Sqlite and MySQL. There's also a page on Sqlite website, appropriate uses for Sqlite, which you can read in case you're wondering whether you should use Sqlite or not. So let's begin. Click on Save and Continue. Select the standard installation profile and click on Save and Continue. Now on the database configuration page, select Sqlite as the database type. Notice that Drupal generates a link to our database file. This is the file in which our database would be stored. Click on Save and Continue. Now the installation will begin. Now fill your site configuration information and finally click on Save and Continue. And you should receive a message that the installation is complete. Now the installation should run smoothly without any errors, but there's one expected error which might occur in few of the systems, and that is it would say that the database is logged. Here's the solution to this problem, and you should see this link if you are encountering this error. Now let's continue with our site. Click on Visit your new site. Okay, so let's log in into our site. And the login was successful. So you see that the login was successful and the site was created without any errors and it is working perfectly fine. So this was how we can create a Drupal website using the Sqlite database. But before I finish this video off, I would like to discuss the basics of Sqlite, because in future you might want to create new tables or edit existing data or edit the structure of a table or database. So we'll now see how to do that. There are actually two ways to do that. The first one is using a graphical program, but the other one is a bit geekier way. So let's explore. Okay, so this is the program which we will be using. It is called Sqlite Database Browser. On this web page, you need to click on this link, SourceForge Project Pages, and it would take you to this link. And here, click on this download button and it would download the zip file for you. Here is my file. Let's extract it here. Go in this directory and click on this program. See. So let's go with the basics. To create a new database, go to File and click on New Database. You can also import an existing database from SQL or CSV file. But we are now going to create a new database. Let's call it database.sqlite and save. Now it gives you an option to create table. So let's add a table and call it my first table. Table. And we need to now add fields in our table. You can click on add. Let's add ID and it has to be of numeric type. Add one more field called name and it has to be of text type. Blob type is for binary data and integer primary key is a unique key which is used to identify the records. But we are now going to select text for name field and click on create and create. So you can see the structure of our table. Now to add new data or see the existing data, you can go to Browse Data tab and here select the table. We are having only one table right now. Now click on New Record and double click on this field and let's add a record 1. And here let's add a record Vijay and click on Apply Changes. So this was how we can add a record. You can add more records or delete record. Now a great feature of this program is that it allows you to execute SQL. So let's see if it works. Select all. But before we do that, remember to save our file. Let's click on Save. Okay, now let's execute from my first table and put a semicolon and click on Execute Query. You can see that it has returned the output. Now if you don't know how to write SQL strings, you can visit these links. Here is a link of W3 Schools and this one is of tzag.com. You'll find both these links in the description below. So let's continue. We'll now see how to work with our existing Sql Lite database which we made for a Drupal website. So open this database browser. In this, click on Open and here is a Drupal website. Go to Sites, Default, Files and here is the Sqlite file. Click on Open. Here you can see the list of the tables which this database contains and the structure of these tables. Now to browse data, go to Browse Data tab and select a table from it. Let's select this one. You can see that there is some data in this table. You can even search this table. Select the field from here. What do you want? What you want to make the value equal to, contains, greater than. You can select anything you want and the search query here and you can search it and you can add new records or delete a record. So this was how you can graphically manage your database, your SQLite database using a software. Now let's explore the second option. Go to the Sqlite website and click on download. Now here download the appropriate file. I'm going to download a pre-compiled binary for Windows system. I'm going to go with this one and I've downloaded it here in my Drupal website directory, sites, default, files, and here is the file which I downloaded in the SQLite database directory. So now extract our file. Click on extract here and we have the file. Now open your command prompt and let's change our directory to this one. We'll type cd examp, cd htdocs, cd Drupal website, and it says Drupal website, cd sites, cd default, cd files, and we are in this directory. Now I'm going to issue this Sqlite 3 command, Sqlite 3, and then the name of a database file .sc.sqlite, and now you would see the Sqlite cursor. So let's type .tables to see the list of tables. You can see all the tables here, and now let's try to issue an SQL command. Let's say select all from, and let's say the table name as sessions. Put a semicolon and press enter. You can see the output of this table. So this was the second method in which you can manage your Drupal website, which is using the Sqlite database. I hope this video proved to be some worth and helped you in some way, and thank you and have a nice day.